He is a man on the cross, facing what could end up being the bitter final rituals of a 2-year career as deputy president. And as the National Assembly formally introduced the impeachment motion on the floor of the House, Rigathi Gachagua was reportedly holed up with his lawyers, ostensibly crafting his defense. And as Seth Olale reports, it will be a long 2 weeks for the deputy president as a battle with his boss, President William Ruto, enters its final bend.
DP Gachagua's final public appearance on live television Monday night can be likened to Christ's last moments with his disciples at the Garden of Gethsemane, few hours before his crucifixion. Only that, no prayers were made at the DP's official residence in Karen. Instead, the man on the cross put up a last-minute final defense during his live interview with vernacular journalists from North Rift. A visibly dejected deputy president terming his impeachment motion a desperate move by his political foes who will be squarely dealt with by his legal team.
Mawakili wetu wako tayari. Wacha walete grounds, tusaangalia, tutajibu. Lakini unajua wengine wanajaribu, nimeona wengine wananisindikisha, sasa wabunge 300 wamesaini, sasa wewe you are die cast, si ujiuzuru uende nyumbani. Sasa mimi nijiuzuru hii kazi, mimi sikujipea. Wewe kazi hujajipea, unaweza toka. Na mimi hakuna makosa nimefanya, mimi niko sawa. Kama kuna mtu anafikiria ataniuzia uoga ati nijiuzuru, asahau. Kama ni kunifukuzwa, wacha nifukuzwe. Na watu wanangoja wabunge wale wanifukuze. Wanangoja sana. Hiyo ndio wanangojea. Hata hii ya mlima kwetu wakinifukuza, hiyo ni sawa, watu wetu watadili naye. Ile tu wanangojea ni wabunge wa Rift Valley.
A defiant DP maintaining a brave face, saying life will continue should he be impeached by parliament.
Mimi naona kwa magazeti,
yes.
Naona kwa maredio, mimi niko tayari. Unajua mimi ni mwanaume. Mimi ni chuma ya zamani.
During the live interview, the president's principal assistant blamed President William Ruto's personal assistant as being behind his political wars by restricting his engagements.
Nimekuambia,
yes.
Msaidizi wa rais anawapigia simu. Wasikuja pale niko. Nikipanga kwenda kwa hawa anawapigia simu wasikuwe huko. Sasa mimi nataka nifanye nini? Na wale wabunge wanataka niende kwao. Huyu msaidizi wa rais hawakubalie wanialike kwao. Watu ya Rift wale wananipenda. Nilikuwa niende pale Lesos, watu wameningojea, amekataza. Nilikuwa niende Bomet, amekataza. Nilikuwa niende Marakwet West, amekataza. Nilikuwa niende Baringo, amekataza. Si anikubalie nikaongee na hiyo wakale. Why watu walinichagua? These are my people. Why?
DP Gachagua defending his source of wealth.
Kweli ni kwamba Wakenya wanajua nikija kwa hii ofisi si kwa maskini. Utajiri wangu ilikuwa imeandikwa magazeti kila siku, kama nakumbuka. Sijui kama unakumbuka. Ilikuwa kwa vyombo vya habari kila siku. Mwaka wa 2019 nilikuwa nimeandikwa niko na 12.4 billion. Mwaka 2022 nikaandikwa niko na 7.4 billion. Hata ile mashitaka nilipelekwa kotini ni hiyo mabilioni nilikuwa naye. Mimi sikuja kwa hiyo ofisi nikiwa maskini. Nilikuja ofisi nikiwa na mali yangu. Na mimi hakuna mali nimetafuta kwa serikali na sina haja na mali yoyote kwa sababu mimi watoto wangu ni watu wazima wako kwa mambo yao.
The DP ending his interview by warning of dire consequences in the country's political alignment should he be ousted.
Siku ingine mkitaka mpangilio na watu wengine,
yes.
Kuna watu wataketi chini kuamini nyinyi. Hilo ni swali mimi nataka niulize wananchi. Mimi ningetaka tu kuomba kama itawezekana. Kama imeonekana na wabunge lazima Rigathi Gachagua afukuzwe.
Yes.
Wabunge ya wakaleji wakikaa kando. Kwa sababu tulishika mtoto wao. Tulimsaidia. Alikuwa na shida, alikuwa na matatizo.
Seth Olale, Citizen TV.
Now, President William Ruto, of course, remains notably silent as the impeachment motion against his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua, intensifies. The motion has stirred political activity, with many now questioning Ruto's position, whether he will defend his deputy or let Parliament decide his fate. Willie Lusige reports on the president's quiet return to the country over the weekend, maintaining silence even as the political firestorm surrounding Gachagua continues to grow.
After a 10-day tour to the United States, where President William Ruto participated in the UN General Assembly and even inspected Kenya police efforts in Haiti, the president returned quietly, no fanfare and no social media posts. His low-profile return coincided with a political storm brewing over his deputy. His silence has been deafening as Gachagua's political goose roasts over impeachment proceedings. Ruto's refusal to comment is sparking speculation across the nation.
Walikuchagua wewe na Rigathi Gachagua miaka ngapi?
Amid growing calls for Gachagua's removal, President Ruto has chosen not to intervene. Even as Parliament prepares to debate the motion, his focus has now shifted to other government programs like the Climate Walks Mtaani initiative, without addressing the political heat surrounding his deputy. Gachagua's impeachment, formally tabled in Parliament, signals a significant shift in Kenya's political landscape. Observers expected President Ruto to take a stand either by defending his deputy or distancing himself, but the president's continued silence has left both camps in suspense.
Wakati tulikuwa tunapangana pale, tukapangana, nikaita wabunge hawa, nikawaambia sasa nyinyi wabunge, kwa sababu tumepangana vizuri, mimi nataka munitafutie, mnaona tutapangana namna gani, tuwe na deputy wa kunisaidia. Hawa wabunge wakaongea, nikaona wananielekeza kwa vijana, lakini mimi niliwaambia hapana, wacha mimi nipangane na huyu Rigiji. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Si kweli? Kwa sababu huyu Rigiji ni mtu ya rika yangu.
Political pundits saying Ruto's silence may be tactical, as publicly opposing his DP could risk alienating this base, while staying quiet allows room for political maneuvering behind the scenes, or the president could be buying time, allowing Parliament to deal with the matter while avoiding any fallout that might harm his administration.
Waswahili wanasema heshima si utumwa. Sote tuheshimiane, tufanye kazi kwa pamoja.
Many questioning Ruto's position if whether he will defend his deputy or let Parliament decide his fate. Will Lusige, Citizen TV.
And as the storm gathered over Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua's fate following the tabling of an impeachment motion in the National Assembly, his boss, President William Ruto, was also facing accusations from other quarters. Makueni Senator Dan Manzo has filed a censure motion against the head of state in the Senate. In his motion, accusing the president of failing his duty to protect Kenyans against police brutality and killings. Manzo also wants the president censured for allegedly failing to involve members of the public in implementation of key agenda being undertaken by his administration, including the controversial JKI leasing deal to the Adani Group.
Time, I will demonstrate to Kenyans.
As the members of the National Assembly flare up the country's political temperature with the tabling of the impeachment motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, a new censure motion filed in Senate by Makueni Senator Daniel Maanzo trains the guns on President William Ruto. Senator Maanzo, in his motion, alleges that the head of state, being the chairperson of the National Security Council, has failed to protect Kenyans against police brutality and killings witnessed in the country during the recent demonstrations. The Makueni senator also accused President Ruto of causing untold suffering to millions of Kenyans who are sick by not only reducing the allocation of resources to counties, but starving the devolved units of cash. Senator Maanzo further added that President Ruto has marginalized section of Kenyans by implementing key projects without public participation. Some of the projects in question include the Social Health Insurance Fund, which was officially rolled out on Tuesday, university funding model, which remains a bone of contention, affordable housing project, and the latest controversial leasing of JKIA to the Indian Adani Group. Senator Maanzo argues that this action demeans the high office of the president and is in contradiction of the Constitution. It is on this grounds that the senator wants the House to censure the head of state. The censure motion comes just 9 days after Tana River Senator Danson Mungatana filed a censure motion against Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Senator Mungatana wanted Senate to discuss the character of Gachagua, arguing that since he took over office, he has made utterances that continue to create tensions and divisions among Kenyans. But even before the motion is considered for debate, Gachagua is already fighting another battle at the National Assembly, where an impeachment motion has been tabled. President Ruto now awaits the decision of the Senate, which, if approved, will put the head of state on spot over recent events in the country. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.